So moving on to number 2, the stem changers. All of these are, to a certain extent, stem changers. But when we say stem changers, and we're talking about irregular verbs in the present tense, this it's a label for a certain pattern of stem changing. So you have a certain letter being replaced with a certain other letter or group of letters. And these are normally, when we introduce it in Spanish too, what you've heard is there are 3. There are really 5. One of them is only applicable to one verb in the whole Spanish language, and then another one has just a few examples. But they all follow this general pattern that we're about to go over. So we'll start with E to IE. E to IE, and it's just what it says. Right? You have a verb like querer, to want, and the E in the stem, it changes to IE, so you add an I, and that goes for quiero, get the quiero, I want, quieres, you want, quiere, he, she, you, sir, you, ma'am, want, and quieren, they want or y'all want. It does not apply to, there isn't a stem change in the nosotros form. Queremos, we want. So you can see here in the chart form, it also doesn't change in the vosotros or vosotras form. Do you remember where they use that? It's only used in one country, really. In Spain. So the way that some people remember this is the pattern of change that you see. So you see the E in querer goes to IE in this particular shape. And to some people, and you can see it pretty easily, it looks like a boot. So these are often called boot verbs, and that's just a handy way of saying nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, they don't change. So it's queremos, queréis. All right, and there are other examples of this like pensar, to think, pienso, piensas, piensa, pensamos, pensáis, and piensan. So, for example, if you want to say she thinks, you'd say ella piensa, not pensa. All right, piensa. And it changes in the form of a boot. Just for clarification's sake, there are some verbs that have 2 of the changing letter, the letter that will change, for example, E to IE, in the stem. And which one do you pick in that case? Well, it's the one that's closest to the ending, the second to last vowel. So E, in this case, this E goes to IE, prefiero. There are a couple of other ones like repetir that are like that. So prefiero, I prefiero, but nosotros preferimos, we prefer, no change in nosotros. E to I is similar, but the E gets deleted altogether. So again, the stem changes, but not in the nosotros form. Pedimos. Pedir means to ask for. So if you want to say, you, my friend, ask for or order at a restaurant a sandwich. Tú pides un sándwich. Right? Un bocadillo in España. Pido, pides, pide, piden, but no change in nosotras or vosotras. Nosotras pedimos, vosotras pedís. O to UE, that's the other one. It's the one that does not include an E or an I. And we're also going to go over U to UE because, again, it's a one-time thing. It doesn't happen a lot. So O disappears. It's replaced by UE. So puedo, puedes, puede, but podemos, puede. Okay? So this is to be able to. This is what you use when you say we can. Yes, we can. Sí se puede. All right. So you can tell that's not podemos. You say yes, one could or one can instead of we can in Spanish. So yo puedo is the most popular, probably the one that every Spanish student knows because it's how you say or how you start the question. Can I go to the bathroom? Puedo ir al baño. Puedo. And I would say, sí, puedes. Puedes ir al baño. You can go to the bathroom. Puedes. Puede. You, sir. Usted puede. Él puede. Ella puede. But nosotras, nosotros podemos. Right? If you're in Spain, vosotros, vosotras, podéis. Deis. Right? Ustedes pueden. Ellos, ellas pueden. Jugar, to play, is the only U to UE in Spanish. So juego, juegas, juega, juegan. Right? To play. So you play, my friend. Juegas, juegas. I to Y is slightly different, but it follows the same pattern. So there are certain letter combinations that push this, that make this something that happens. So instead of changing the middle of the root, a certain letter, you add a letter. So there's nothing here. You put a Y. Construyo, construyes, construye, and then construimos, construyen. So this is like the English Y relationship. Y can sometimes take the place of an I, or in certain situations. It's like that in Spanish too, as well. So construyo, construyes, construye, construyen, and then construimos, en nosotros, construís, en vosotros o vosotras. So how would you say they construct, they build? It's not to ask for. That make this very, very clear. That's what happens when you copy slides. So to ask for, it is not to ask for. It is a cognate construct, or to build in a less, in a more informal way of saying. To construct or to build, construir. So not to ask for, not to ask for, not to ask for. There are a couple of verbs. Oír is to hear, and it is the same as construir with the Y, except in the yo form. It has an irregular yo form. So it's a go verb, oigo, I hear, but it also has the stem change pattern. Oyes, oye, oye, except in the yo form. And the nosotros and vosotros as usual. So there are a few other verbs like that in Spanish that have irregular yo forms as well as a stem change pattern. So digo, I say or I tell, I speak. It has the stem change pattern. I, e to I, digo, dices, dice, dicen, but not decimos. It's decimos, decimos. So it does have the boot pattern. Sigo, it takes out the U to maintain that hard G sound. So it wouldn't be sigo. It's got to take the U out. Or sigo is what it would be. Sigo. sigo. And then this has the stem change pattern. Right. Tengo doesn't have the stem change pattern in the yo form. Tengo, I have. All right. Tener. Some people mark tener as a straight up irregular because of this pairing, but there are other ones like venir, vengo that are like that. So tener, to have. I have would be yo tengo. Y'all have, what would it be? It would be ustedes tienen. Tienen. Right? So this doesn't have the full stem change pattern. It's more like an ankle boot. All right. So maybe more stylish. So let's do a little practice. Again, pause after I read the infinitive if you want more time to think. So, poder, yo puedo, like puedo ir al baño. Poder, nosotros podemos, no stem change. Pensar, tú piensas, tú piensas. Pedir, ustedes piden, piden. Encontrar, ella encuentra, she finds, encounters. Ella encuentra. Encontrar, nosotros encontramos. Encontramos, we find. What irregularities can you identify in this verb chart showing tener? What irregularities? Give you a second and then I'll move on. If you need more time, just pause the video. So tener has an irregular yo form. It's a go verb. It's a go verb. It also has, in the other forms that are normally changed in the stem changer, it has that. So E to IE, right? But more like an ankle boot. Right? And then these forms are the same. They're regular. Tenemos, tenéis. All right.